Aye, brilliant, isn't it? 35's coming home. Massey 35's coming home. You've probably been watching the videos that I've been uploading for the last couple of weeks. Really, a couple of weeks ago, I didn't even know it existed. Now I know it's existing, and next week we're going to go and get it. But it was an interesting thing I noticed in the comments. There's a few people who said, "Are you going to look for your 690?" The old Massey Ferguson 690 we had on this farm. It's the only other tractor we got rid of. Now here's a couple of clips of it in action. So those clips were filmed when I really started YouTubing. Those are from I think 2013 or 2014. So we got rid of it. I think we got rid of it in 2014. And to be honest, I never want to see it again. Never, because it was kind of, well, it was the last of the two-wheel drives for us. It was in its day. It did the job, but. Do you know what? It was always a problem tractor for us right from the start. Problem one was the engine, and I think we either had the engine rebuilt or we put a new engine in it. And certainly it cost us a lot of money on the engine, which is still, even though we did that, didn't want to start. It was a right bugger to start, and realistically that was probably what killed it for us, that and the two-wheel drive, because in the winters it just wouldn't start. The other thing that was really bad for it, though, was the rust, and you'll see in a minute. So the videos you're going to see now, I've just looked through from my archive, because it's quite good having this stuff to look back on. These videos are filmed in the last week we had it, when we were selling it. And you'll see me starting the old beast that we had it in storage in a field down the barn. A field down the barn, get my words right. A barn in a field Yeah, a barn in a field. You know what I mean. Down there, we had it down there in a field, flipping heck, in a barn. We had it in a barn. We had it in barn. 690 in the barn. 690 in the barn. It was in the barn. Barn. Yeah, it was in a barn. Right. So we had it in a barn for about 9 months because we didn't know what to do with it. We stored it, and then we just thought, well, why are we keeping this tractor? It's superfluous. So I had a right job starting it. So you'll see the video of me starting it. And then also I gave, which is quite good, I'm glad I did it, I did a tour of the tractor before we got rid of it, because I never want to see the back of it because of the rust. The rust was horrendous. I believe they were Italian cabs, and the steel on them was awful, and that was the second reason why it had to go, really. It was rotting out everywhere. We had some tin work done on it. Someone rebuilt the cab, and it's still rotted everywhere. And I could see where it was going. You know, it was all very well when we got rid of it in 2014 or 15, but it was, 2014. I think we got rid of it. If we kept it another 10 years, I reckon it would just been reduced to rust and dust. So have a look at these videos, because it was the only other tractor on the farm that in my lifetime has left, and it was the Massey Ferguson 690. It was X-plate. If you can see the plate, you could at the end of the video you'll see it leaving on. You can just make out the plate. I can't remember what it was, but you have a look. I did check to see whether it's still out there, and it hasn't been road taxed since 2015. Now I know we sold it to a chap up near Reading, the dealer, and he had it on his forecourt for about a year and didn't sell it, and I wonder whether it's gone. I reckon it would have ended up as an export tractor in Africa with the top chopped off. That's what I would have thought. Anyway, sit back and look at the other tractor that we sold, and I definitely don't want back. I do not want this 690 back. You might be a Massey lover, you might be a Massey 690 lover, but I don't want this baby back. Anyway, sit back and have a look at this bit. Well, I've come down today to look at our old 690. Some of you might have seen the video I made last year of the new McCormick arriving, or the new second-hand McCormick, to replace this tractor. And we've had it a long time. I've had it 20 years actually, but it's at the end of its life really for us. It's getting pretty tatty. You can see there the wheel arches have rotted out, and it's not four-wheel drive. So anyway, I parked it down in this old barn, this old Dutch barn here, last August I think time. And I've come back down today to try and fire it up ready to sell, because we hung on to it just in case we didn't get on with the McCormick, and we wanted to make sure that was all okay before we got rid of this old thing. So I'm going to put a new battery on it, or well, a replacement battery anyway. I took the battery off last winter, so I need to fit a battery in here, and then we'll see if it'll start. I don't know how well it'll start. That's all a bit corroded up. And then it might be stuck, so I might even have to get a loader down here and tow it out another day, but I'll put a battery on it and see what happens. Should have brought the right spanners with me. I'm using an adjustable spanner and a pair of mole grips. I just grabbed these out of the workshop, and they're okay, but you can't beat actually having the right size spanner for the right job really. But I'm only here today to trial this. I'm not driving it around the farm. Right, that was someone. Okay, so I think we're really nearly ready to fire it up and see what whether this will start. Okay, let's have a look. Not going to worry about the grill for now. It's just an experiment to see whether we can get this thing started. Okay, so you can see I put the battery on the tractor, and here we go, starting it now. Wish me luck. Doesn't sound very promising. Lost all the ignition lights on the dashboard. I don't know what that means, but I'm trying it on the heat start, see if I can give it a bit extra boost. Right, you see how much smoke is coming out of this chimney? Not too bad. So I've got to go in, now I've got to get her out of here. As you can see, it's very stuck in the ground. So the next thing I'm going to do is try and reverse her out. Well, as you can see, I got her out, which is amazing. I didn't think I would. She started up fairly well, considering she's been sat here for 10 months. So anyway, and I'm going to take it out to the farm and I'm going to see if I can find a buyer. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it, whether it go for export or whether we can find a local buyer, but I don't really want to sell it on to someone too close, because at the end of the day the bodywork's all knackered. I'd rather it went for export and someone dealt with it there. Okay, well, some people have asked me on YouTube if I'd like to video a few of our bits of machinery and stuff, and I thought I'd do a little video today of our Massey Ferguson 690. Part of the reason I'm doing that is that we're selling this and it's probably gone off the farm in the next week or so. So it's a chance to video something that's been on the farm quite a long time before it goes. This particular model is a 1982 model, and we bought this second hand in 1990. So it's only 8 years old when we bought it. And we've had it for 24 years. In that time we've replaced the engine once because it was pretty worn out, and the bodywork now is pretty clapped out as well. You can see on the back there it's completely rusted, and this is a problem with these tractors, they were always prone to rusting. The engine, it's a shame we had to replace that really, and I don't know whether it was really viable at the time, but we did it because we wanted to keep the tractor a bit longer. It's a Perkins engine, 4-cylinder, 80 horsepower, which is a bit weird. They got the 690 number. You think the 90 might stand for the number of horsepower, but it's actually 690. Actually 80 horsepower, like I said. Easy access to get into the engine there. And let me just put the rod down that supports it. So there we are. We can see straight away there's the radiator at the front there. It's all stuck through the middle, and the Perkins engine sat in the middle there. There's the starter motor there, fuel pump. So quite an easy accessed engine compared with some of the older tractors. The newer ones now just flip up. Two-wheel drive. Obviously now everything's four-wheel drive, and I think to get a two-wheel drive you're actually going to struggle. We'll have a look around the back here. So like I said, the bodywork is really gone on this tractor. The metalwork was always pretty crappy on these, and you'll struggle to find really good ones now. Again, it's gone here. So standard pickup hitch and 3-point linkage at the back. That's for a tow bar at the moment, but that actually comes off and bolts that. And then there's a pickup hitch just underneath, which is quite good. We've got spool valves on the back there for plugging things in there. Plug, 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 as it were, and the electrical socket. So the modern tractors now have a little button which you can lift the hydraulics from the outside. This was a simple lever system which you could do from the outside, but the bar that connects that is in the cab. It came off, so that connects through. It's a bit crude because when it gets covered in muck and everything, it didn't ever really work very well. Let's have a look around here. So I'm just walking around the outside first. There we go. So you get to see it. It's all getting a bit rusty. I mean, in its day though, this was cutting edge. It was really nice. You know, these days all tractors are very similar. They've got nice plush cabs, aircon and everything. But when this came out in the early 80s, originally, you know, this is quite an advance. The cab was amazing compared to what there was before. And if we open it up inside, one of the most amazing things was you didn't have a ridge in the middle for the sort of the gearbox and everything. You straight through cab on the floor. There we go. Massey Ferguson manufacturing label. So we get up inside again. A bit rubbish on the steps. Another interesting thing: fuel filler cap is down on the side here. On the older tractors, it was always on top of the bonnet. But as the tractors got bigger and higher, it's harder to have that on the bonnet. So we're inside. So a little look up top here. Wow, a radio with a cassette deck. Very high tech in its day. No aircon, just blowers and an escape hatch there. Not much more to say about that top bit. And there's the blowers there. Quite nice. It does work reasonably well actually, even now. Obviously, little things like interior lights, they were rubbish. They never worked very well. Coming back down onto this instrument panel. So you've got all your warning lights on the top. Nothing very electrical. You see the new tractors now, all digital. and very good when they work, but when they go wrong, they're a bugger. But these are actually quite good, these dials and stuff. There's your rev counter. On this side, fuel gauge, temperature gauge, horn, doesn't work, fuse box, cigarette lighter, don't think you need one of those now. I said the gears are in the middle, 3 forward and 1 reverse on the left. We've got a high and low there, down the bottom, and then a hair and tortoise, so you've got quite a good selection of gears. Foot throttle. Then we've got these are for operating what could be a loader. I actually use them when I'm hedge trimming. And you might have seen a video when I did do some hedge trimming with this tractor. Then the old hydraulics for the back, up and down on the levers. Quite stiff, haven't been used for a while. But yeah, so that's the inside of the tractor. The windows are a bit naff as well, they only open a little bit, and of course if you're driving along, I quite often find the branches get caught in there and you get a bit like that, caught in there. The other thing as well, compared with the new tractors are almost like Goldwing, the doors open that way. These are the last of the sort of tractors, they open conventionally like a car. So anyway, I'm going to start it up in a minute and we'll just see how we do. Try and do this one-handed. Doesn't like starting this tractor, so I'm just going to leave it on a bit of heat start. I mean, that was the other reason why we're getting rid of it. This old tractor doesn't start very well now. It's alright for everyday pottering around, but not ideal for everyday use. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to put it back in the shed over there. Okay, so that is our very old rusty 690, and if you check some of my other YouTube videos you can actually see some of it in action, doing a bit of mowing. I've had it on the hedge trimmer, and you'll probably see the one I've just filmed also of it pulling it out the shed ready to go, and hopefully a little video of it actually being loaded to transport. So goodbye to an old Massey. I'm almost sad to see it go, but like I said, it's had its day. And there in fact is the replacement for it at the back, that McCormick. So adios. I've actually got a chap coming out tomorrow to have a look at her, and hopefully we're going to sell her. I'm not sure how much she's worth, but bearing in mind the bodywork's pretty old, but she's also 32 years old. And we've had this tractor since 1990, so we've had her 24 years. You could say we've had pretty good use out of her, really. And you know, these days the bodywork's not up to scratch, and it's only 2-wheel drive, as you can see. So tomorrow might be the day of reckoning for this tractor off our farm after 24 years. As I was saying, I'm a little bit sad, but you know, it's not the best tractor we've had, definitely. And driving that McCormick's so much nicer. So we'll see if I can film it being loaded up if we sell it. So I just turned out to pick up the tractor. So this is the end of the Massey Ferguson on the farm. So there it goes, an end of an era. You can get out of here.